Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, I wanted to jump in and kind of show you guys my swing trading routine that I do every single Sunday to ensure that I go into the week with some sort of game plan, approach, mindset. So I'm not going in just, oh, I'm going to buy this stock or, this stock goes up, oh, I'll buy it, right? I have a focus. I have a strategy. I love the expression, you're the result of your actions. So if you're somebody that sits on the sidelines and waits for the market, to open and then you start scanning and planning for the day, you're going to be late to the game and then you're going to complain that you're losing money. And so for me, I love to be ahead of it. I love to just go through my scanners, spend, 30 minutes to an hour just looking at the market, seeing what stocks are hot, what stocks did well for me last week, any positions that were continuing to hold, what do I need to know about them? So I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you do, smash that like button, subscribe. But if you want to learn more about trading, check out our school. It's fantastic. We have private live streams, quizzes, lectures, a group chat, but more importantly, we actually teach you to trade. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not alerts or anything like that. It's honest strategies that I've learned over the past 7 years. So click that link, sign up, and let's have a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, which is the best broker and the broker that I've been using for over 7 years. I know a lot of you are just getting started with investing, and one app that I've been using is called Moomoo. It's super beginner friendly, but still gives you pro level tools like live market data, easy to read charts, and news all in one place. And the best part, new users can get up to 60 free stocks when you open up an account with qualifying deposit. And honestly, that's actually why I tried it. And I've been using it ever since. Check out the link down below if you guys are curious. So yes, the broker is Moomoo. So if you guys want to get up to 60 free stocks, literally for free, opening up an account, you don't have to do anything else. Open up an account, deposit, $100, and you guys will be moving and grooving. So enough with that. Let's dive into this. So for me, I always imagine the week ahead. I'm sure you've heard me say this before, like a football team ready to go into the Super Bowl. What I mean by that is they have a playbook. They have an offensive playbook, a defensive playbook. They know what they're going into. They've done research, film. They're the most educated that they can possibly be. As a trader, you got to have that same mindset. You got to look for plays. Plays don't come to you. You look for them. So let's kind of talk about the strategy here that worked well for me last week. And then we'll show you guys some stocks here that I think have some sort of opportunity. The trade that we took was on Tesla. It was a basic short trade. So betting for the market to go down. You guys can see that red line of resistance right here where it would just hit that point. We just got a lot of sell off, right? So it hit it here, here, and recently hit it there. So then, we saw it hit there. My thought process was entering, on the breakdown, keeping our stops just above the trend for possible pushback down to that green line, which is that upward trend line. Gives a risk and reward of about 3.64 risk, meaning I'm risking $1 to make upwards of $3.64. So obviously we also looked at the RSI, which is the relative strength index. It was trading at an overvalued spot. We also went to the hourly time frame, and you guys can still see that huge, right, that general downward trend. And you also can look at, if we break it down a little more, you can see that upward trend where it started breaking through that resistance point, which historically represents a good entry point, right? So good entry, the stock rallied its way down, keeping stops just above that, pretty much that green line there. So basic short trade. Also, you guys can see the moving average lines do act as some support. So if we can get a breakdown of like 328, it's going to look really, really promising for us in the next, couple of days. Also here, let's go ahead and kind of show you some stocks that carry potential. So this play, we're up well over, I think it's like $1,500 or something crazy. We're holding it with a $500 account, my larger account. And honestly, we probably would have made more money off this, but we did do a day trade on that breakdown. And so it worked out really, really well. But, we sold about half of our shares, continuing to hold, the other half, to ride the wave. Kind of got locked in guaranteed profit. Now we're just letting this thing ride down. So now let's kind of show you guys here the opportunity list. So opportunity, what I mean by this is it just carries potential. It's not telling you to buy it. It's just showing you the plays that could happen. So you guys can see on ICL here, good upward trend, sold off down to some, that 200-day moving average line in the past. And what happened, right? It hit that level, and we saw a beautiful move going up. So recently it sold back down to that level here, as you guys can see. So we could see a nice move going up. Now it's also trading right now at a little bit of an higher spot than I would like, at a 42 on the RSI, and the hourly trend line. You guys can see that it really doesn't have an upward trend just yet. We're still kind of on this little downward trend like this. So the second the trend changes and we get that breakout of the 200-day moving average line, it'll look a lot better. One way to help see that is you guys can not display the extended time, so like pre-market after hours, so you guys can still see the trend, right, is kind of on its way down. So if it gets a breakout above that, we could see, a nice little entry point there. So now here we got GRAL. Now the thought process on this one was very similar. 200-day moving average play. You guys can see it's hit it several times in the past here as well. So it's hit it in the past in this range, recently sold off down to that level. The only thing I don't like about this one is how much it consolidates. So you guys can see that this one, it only took, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days before we started that move up. This one's already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. And we haven't seen any breakout or any huge volume spikes, which, often do lead into more buying pressure. So, it's just right now, we're just kind of waiting for something to possibly happen. And I just want to leave it on watch. You can even go to like lower time frames and just see the resistance that it has. So that's kind of the thought process there. We got EPR. EPR really has a huge trend line, huge resistance on pretty much, I will call it the 200-day moving average line at about $54. It sold off like crazy on that hourly chart. The daily looks great. It has that upward trend, heavy supports on these moving average lines, sold off. It's at a 30 on the RSI. And the last time it was trading for a 30, it was back in this range where we saw great buying pressure out of this. So we could see a nice move. We got USFD. We've traded this one in the past. This is a 90-day moving average play. Hit it, waiting for the breakout, kind of on that hourly time frame. Kind of something like that, breaking above that there. We got Ali Bargain. You guys can see here, if we remove, sometimes I do like to just remove the extended time because it makes it a little clearer, right? So you guys can see that trend line's a lot easier to see now. So if we go ahead and we draw it out, you guys can kind of see there. So we'll throw an alert above 134 for a possible push and breakout there. Then we got the last one here is RSG. RSG, I do like the daily time frame, right? Hitting that 200-day moving average line. And really what we're going to do on this one is use a higher time frame, like the 4-hour, because you guys can see the trend line is a little easier to, kind of see there. But if we go to that daily, this is kind of where I want to throw the alert on this one, would be kind of something like, something like this here. So we'll throw the alert at like 241 in that range. We've traded this one in the past too, I believe. But yeah, so that's the approach. That's the opportunity that we have. That's the stock that we traded last week. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoy it. Check out our school, sign up with Moomoo, and we'll see you guys. Take care.